up, Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
Hey, what up, though, people? Thank you guys for choosing to kick off today with the Woo Crew. It's Wake Up Woodward on a Monday. Detroit Lions training camp is still in the air. Detroit Lions football right around the corner. Getting that much closer to preseason football and even that much closer to the sweet taste of regular season football. It's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Pistons reporter and writer. This right here, this is the man, the legend, the vet of the network. Not just the squad, but of the network, Flannel Sam.
Hey, so if you guys aren't totally clued in on what's going on, and I'm talking to the chat, is that Matthew Broder will be on Big D Energy today with Neil on a Tigers-themed show. It was a planned switch from a while ago, and man, I'm rooting for Broder because I know he's going into the pressure cooker, and we all know what the pressure cooker can do to certain people. If you haven't watched last Friday's show, BDE, go back and do that. But
Pressure makes diamonds.
Very entertaining, I'll say that.
It certainly was. And another thing, this is my last show for the week. I'm going to Nashville tomorrow for my sister's 30th birthday.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Hey.
I have a 30-year-old younger sister. That is the craziest thing right now.
Where's time going?
I know.
Goodness gracious.
So shout out Emily. She's pursuing her music dreams in Nashville, and I'm pursuing my sportscasting dreams up here in Detroit. So we're doing our thing. So shout out to the Reynolds siblings. Shout out.
I love
Nice.
it. I love it, man. Shout out to Reynolds siblings.
Yep.
That's awesome news. I love to hear good things happening to good people. And you know what? What I'm done to the rest of the booth. Shout out to our brother Matthew Broder, our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter. I know he was doing a lot of good work over the weekend with the Tigers, getting in a lot of content to socials as well. Shout out to you, brother. We miss you, man. Can't wait to see you on Big D Energy. You know you're going to hold it down. You built like that, man. You part of the Woo crew. Shout out to that dude, Justin, the sixth man in the building. He's also become the coach of the squad, huh?
Yeah. I got to get those plays running. Check minor, check right. Let's go.
The Larry Brown to my Chauncey Phillips. Shout out to our elite booth, man, in the sound booth. We got Detroit's #1 draft pick. That is KG, a.k.a. Black Hollywood.
What's good, man?
What up, though?
Y'all have a good weekend? What's going on?
I had a good week. I feel rested. I feel like usually off these weekends, I'm coming in here like, man, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But for some reason this weekend, I'm like, I feel pretty good.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way because I feel tired. It's all good, but had a great weekend. Wanted to shout out D-Mac real quick, man, for hooking up the Clarissa Shields tickets, man.
Hey.
She's the new WBC and WBO women's heavyweight champion. JB, you got the videos. Man, she put on a show for the fans. This was my first time going to a live boxing event. The energy in there was crazy, man. She came out with Dage Loaf with the marching band behind her, man, and it was just a good time. It was real fun.
Dog, that's really cool to hear. And that's like, I saw some of the clips. She was a monster, bro.
Man,
I
got video of the knockout. All of her knockdowns coming in the second round.
I was about to say, which one realistically?
Yeah,
because the ref should have called that
man. She was getting touched at the end of round 1, but round 2, I think she only made it like a minute into the round before Clarissa Shields went ahead and ended that.
Clarissa Shields should be celebrated more, especially in this state.
No,
man.
absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Dog, the fans showed love. I'm telling you, the energy was unreal when she came into the arena. And JB, if you could switch to the video of the knockout real quick, the most exciting part, you kind of hear me yelling in the background. It's going crazy, man. But shout out, I think she went against LePage Jonice, I want to say her name is.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
From a fighter from Canada, but this is video of the knockdowns
good
right
seats.
here.
Good seats.
Oh, the seats was amazing, man.
D-Mac
Shout out
hooking your
D-Mac.
boy up, man. That's a Hall of Fame move there. Wouldn't you say, Flannel?
Here we go.
Oh, my.
Look at the
Butchering
power,
her.
dog.
Those are
Look at the
bricks.
technique.
Oh, my God.
Woo!
butchering her.
Listen to that crowd. That's an LCA?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Pistons, please.
Hey.
Please.
As soon as she went down the third time, they start playing Not Like Us, so you can only imagine the energy in the building, man. Oh
gotta
my
get that
God,
boxing
this
event,
the
man.
ref stoppage right here. And an amazing fight. She got too many belts, man. She got like 8 belts now. It's ridiculous, man. But shout out to the new WBC and WBO Women's Heavyweight Champion, Clarissa Shields.
All-time great run right now.
She's
Yes,
awesome.
man.
She also has
Amazing.
UFC wins. I don't know if you guys knew that, but she has wins
didn't.
in the UFC.
What?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, she is. I believe she has 2 wins in the UFC.
Goodness.
She
I
ain't
know
one to
that.
fuck with. Whoever date her, hey, just shut up. Just shut your ass up. Do not argue with that woman.
That's a bad one right there, man. You don't want to mess with that one.
Jesus.
On one of them knockdowns, dog, she looked at the ref like, come on, bro.
Right. Like, what are we
all this,
doing?
man, what are we doing?
Don't let this fight continue? Come on.
Shoot.
Man, but a lot of news out of the weekend. Excited for this Tigers news coming up. And yeah, let's get into it, man.
And we got to introduce you guys to Woodward Sports' MVP in the TD booth because Tuesday is just a day away.
Oh, my God.
JB Smooth.
Breasts.
What's up, everybody? You can call me Marvel Jesus. Or MJ if you're feeling nasty. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
I see you have on a variant shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what's that.
Shout
What is that relating to?
out. Just Loki or, Deadpool versus Deadpool.
Is it a
Wolverine
nod,
this
though,
weekend.
to Mr. RDJ?
I mean.
Yeah! Sorry, I had to let it out.
Wow.
I'm so excited. I'll be that guy. I am ridiculously hyped about that. I wasn't gonna be the one that brought it up, but holy shit, I'm here for it. I am sat. I'm here.
Like Fleto.
As soon as I get paid, I'm going to see that shit.
Because I know we talking sports, but I do just really quickly. People in the chat as well as you. Are you going to see this movie when it comes out?
It's already out.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
I'm
you're
talking about
talking
Robert
about
Downey
that.
Jr. as Dr. Doom, reprising him from superhero now to villain. Are you going to see it and are you excited about it?
I don't know. I'm kind of I'm out of the loop when it comes to movies and stuff like that. Maybe I'm a boomer, maybe I'm boring, but we shall see. Maybe it can be something that me and the wife do together, but I don't know. I feel like when it comes to pop culture, I'm kind of behind at this point. I'm ashamed of myself, honestly. I used to be more up with the times, but now it's just sports all day, every day. But you know what? The fact that it's my career now, I will take that.
I was going to say, man, this happened all without a baby. And then you started saying sports. And I was like, wait, no. Sports is his baby. This man preps for the show the way like my wife is doing diapers and such. I'm serious. Like this matters to Flannel. And that's why it's so awesome having him on this squad. Because you come prepared every single time. But you want to tell people what we are discussing today?
Yes.
Let's
Jordan
rock.
Love got paid. Carson Kelly got traded, and the Detroit Tigers keep getting hurt and didn't have a great series. That's kind of the gist of it. When it comes to Jordan Love, we're going to talk about how it affects the Lions because it is the Packers quarterback. He is locked in, and they are the Lions' biggest divisional challengers. So we're going to talk a little bit about how it affects the Lions both in the short term and in the long term. When it comes to the Carson Kelly trade, we're going to talk about the return, maybe a player who just got called up in AAA, getting some playing time that we're all pretty excited about. And yeah, Riley Green unfortunately got put on the IL for the 3rd consecutive year, and he's not the only one on the IL. So
I know that hurts your soul.
oh, it does. But we have to talk about it because Tiger seasons, injuries has been a part of it. But one thing I wanted to get to, speaking of a guy who's been injury prone, Jazz Chisholm. And that's not a shot. Yes, she has been injury prone. Look at his games played. Look at them. Jazz Chisholm got traded to the New York Yankees.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Flannel's best friend, Jazz Chisholm.
My best friend who responded to me on Twitter. And you know what's funny? Last night, I actually had some free time. My wife went with my in-laws to go see a show, and I stayed back. So I actually tuned into a lot of Sunday Night Baseball, which just happened to be Jazz Chisholm's Yankee debut.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
All right.
The way that Eduardo Perez was talking about this man, I wanted to puke. Because remember,
hate
guys,
continues.
Remember, guys, Jazz Chisholm's lifetime on-base percentage is .309. His lifetime wins above replacement is 7.4 in 404 career games, and between 2021 and 2023, he missed 205 games. So if you want to complain about Riley Green being injury-prone, which he is, Jazz Chisholm's even more injury-prone, and he's mid. He's not what you think that he is. There are people probably in this chat and maybe in this room that would have been okay giving up a Tigers top 100 prospect for this man. He ain't that. All I ever hear about, is he's got swag. And I remember he smiled in the outfield. And Eduardo Perez, I think he popped a boner in the booth at that point. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He's an okay player. He's a good, I'd even say he's borderline good. And in a vacuum, I would take him on this team right now. But in terms of being somebody who the Tigers should have traded or traded for and who will potentially help the Yankees get over the top, he ain't him. I'm sorry. He ain't him. He's overrated. He should have never been on an MLB The Show cover. And in his one really good season, he missed over 100 games. That's what Jazz Chisholm is. So good luck, Yankees. He was 1 for 5 last night, by the way. No walks.
What encouragement for your best friend. But you know what? Before we move on real quick, man, because I see the chat, they've kind of talked about it. Javi Baez. What do we make of Javi Baez?
That man
as well as Babe Ruth of the minor league, Spencer Torkelson. What in the world?
They're back.
What was Torque doing yesterday in the minors? 2 home runs, a grand slam?
Javi,
Javi,
home runs,
straight homers?
3 home runs in 3 games. That man is back, man. You
bro.
can't tell me no different. He's
stop.
back.
But KG, hold on. Hold on. I was in the building Friday for the game.
You better
we were
keep
out
the
there
same
for the
energy with
sponsor
Neil.
events we be doing, right? And I met a guy, and shout out to Mike as well. I met a guy out there who watches the show, is a big fan of the show, and a big supporter. When Javi hit the home run, you don't understand how long it took for people to realize, like, Javi did that. Like, the cheers are like, it's a home run.
It's
He was just like,
delayed.
yeah. It was like, yeah. It was just like, yo, Javi really did that. What do we make of Javi Baez and Spencer Torkelson right now?
Javi, absolutely nothing. Spencer Torkelson.
Damn near nothing.
Spencer Torkelson.
Damn near nothing.
Yeah, probably. Obviously, we all know Spencer Torkelson's numbers in AAA are not what we hoped they would be when he was set down. They certainly were terrible when he was with the show in the early part of the season. But like I said, I think Spencer Torkelson has September call-ups to fight for his Tiger future, but I'm not feeling optimistic. But hey, nice game yesterday, for real. When it comes to Spencer Torkelson, nice game yesterday. When it comes to Javi Baez, who gives a damn?
Steve said trade him now. His value will never be higher.
That's
Yes.
Facts.
Did you see him at those 3 home runs? Did you see him?
You're right.
Convince the
Hey,
GMs of the league, Flannel Sam.
Hey, those 3 home runs, I'll tell you what, maybe he gets in a winning situation like he was with the Cubs back in the day. Hey, I will literally take a team's, honestly, I would give them to a team if they just took on his money. Hey, I would give him to any team if Chris Ilitch was even willing to pay some of it. He's the worst.
I'd take a breadstick.
Yes, a breadstick. How about a Bosco stick?
One of the little pizza cupcakes.
Even with
Not
this
the Bosco
power
stick.
surge, he went from having the worst season in MLB history to one of the worst seasons in MLB history.
It be killing me, dog. I know we got Tigers a little later, so we got to talk about Colt Keith, too, in the Tigers segment because, wow, that's somebody who I don't think is fool's gold at all. I know a lot of big things about Colt Keith. Anything on Colt Keith really, really quickly, KG?
Well, you know what? I wanted to mention this, and I know we're going to go a little long in this first segment, but Colt Keith, one thing that I keep seeing in this AL Rookie of the Year odds is I keep seeing Wyatt Langford's name higher than Colt Keith's, and I don't understand it. Right now, Colt Keith's odds, he has the 6th highest odds in the American League. And for the record, if Colton Cowser wins it or Luis Gil, I don't have a problem with that because especially Luis Gil, he's kind of saved the Yankees' ass with Garrett Cole being hurt and then bad when he's come back. But this Wyatt Langford thing, and I want to be very, very clear, what Wyatt Langford is doing in the majors, given that he had no time in the minor leagues, it's impressive. But looking at how he's played for some of the season, maybe he should have been in the minors for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there is no number, except for WAR. I'll give you that. Wyatt Langford has a higher WAR, but it's mainly because he's a good defender and Colt Keith is not. But home runs, Colt Keith. OPS, Colt Keith. On-base percentage, Colt Keith. Average, Colt Keith.
Yeah.
It's all Colt Keith.
Right.
He's had an objectively better season than Wyatt Langford.
But Sam, you know what this is, man. One, Wyatt Langford, the more popular prospect. A lot of people know who Wyatt Langford is. And then Colt Keith, he's on a shitty team. And I think he's just paying that Tiger tax that Justin loves to say. So
The only problem, though, is the Rangers are a shitty team.
I get it.
I know that they won the World Series
World
last year.
Series, though, is different.
I know, but Wyatt Langford has been mid. And again, no minors? I get it. I wasn't expecting him to come in and be a star right away, but people are acting like he's come in and been a star right away.
Man, bro. No, bro.
I mean,
go back to the other stats real quick.
No minors, I get it, but people already saying that Scott Harris made a monumental mistake by drafting Max Clark instead. I'm not ready to say that yet.
No, you
Would
can't.
Wyatt Langford have helped this team this year? Sure. Would he have been one of the best players on the Tigers? No.
And Max Clark is looking hot right now, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you just see he's down in the minors. I know he got the promotion as well. But just in the case of this, Colt Keith, this is going to be one of those things that it's not just the Detroit Tigers tax, it's the Detroit sports tax.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen deserving rookies, we've seen deserving players not get the awards because it seems like not just the NBA, but teams in general are moving towards honoring the teams that are winning a little bit more, the players that are on winning teams. Even in the NFL, the Lions, I wonder, like, even if they had the same stats, if they weren't winning or if they missed the playoffs, do they get the all-pro selections that they have?
Well, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Certainly not.
It benefits us, but it hurts us with the other three teams right now.
Certainly not, but yeah, I just, and I'm not saying Colt Keith should win Rookie of the Year, but you know what I will say?
There's a case.
There's a better case than Wyatt Langford. I think it should be Luis Gill, but Colt Keith has a better case than Wyatt Langford. And you know who else has a better case than Wyatt Langford? Wensiel Perez. Nobody wants to talk about that.
They don't.
I know who should.
Hey,
You got to prepare that when you get back.
absolutely. But Premier Pet, tell us
Yes,
about
sir.
Premier Pet.
I will. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. They offer the same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. They carry over 60 brands of food and they have nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside, home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. Visit them online, premierpetsupply.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
I got something that I need you guys to check out, and you guys got to promise to meet me at Hole 17. What's that? I'm going to tell you about it. The Allied Challenge, presented by McLaren, is back August 22nd through the 25th at Warwick Hills. The golfing, leave that to the pros. Look, the PGA Tour Championship is going to be there, so it's going to be some nice golf. But also, you don't want to miss the party at Hole 17. KG knows about Hole 17, too. $2 birdie beers, concerts, and more. Get your tickets at alliedchallenge.com, and I'll see you there.
Absolutely. Hey, and after you do that, you of course have to smoke a little smoke at
Bring
Dispo.
a little dispo to Hole 17.
I mean, I suppose. I don't know if it's frowned upon in golfing circles, but how would you like to win $10 of free products from Dispo Dispensary? Screenshot this image with the QR code and bring it into any Dispo location, and you'll get a free $10 to spend in store with a minimum purchase of $25. Visit Dispo Dispensary today or disposhops.com. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
And we are back. What up, though, people? It's Wake Up Woodward. Shout out to our brother Matthew Broder, who will be on Big D Energy today, holding it down versus Neil Rule, the Golden Voice. It's a Tigers-themed Big D Energy, and I can't wait to see that.
That's a heavyweight fight.
That is a heavyweight fight. I cannot wait to see it, especially Broder, who's in the room. He was at the game in the press box yesterday, down on the field doing the interviews with the different players, AJ Hinch and such. So it was cool to see him in his element again. I know that he absolutely loves this stuff, and he knows baseball.
He played the game.
He played the game, so it's going to be awesome to see. But, chat family, we're getting now into NFL, NFC North news, Detroit Lions news, Detroit Lions training camp. You guys already know we got to talk a little PFF with my man Flannel up here. We got a lot of King of the Jungles on the way, but first I need you guys to go ahead and smash that like button. You got to satisfy it. You got to treat it right. You got to treat it nice.
Come on now. Let's get it started right on the Monday, y'all. Go ahead, wake them eyes up. Rub that phone nice and smooth. And go ahead and hit that like button. Don't do it for us, but do it for you too.
Shout out FAB. I kind of miss his
I need
ad libs
a cigarette
now, bro.
after that. Jesus.
Hit that like button, y'all. It's training camp.
Damn.
Let's go. Randall Smalls, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, good morning, Sam.
Good morning.
Somebody paid to tell you that.
Hey.
I hope your day is that much more bright.
Look at that.
But NFC North news. It ties into the Detroit Lions, and we have to talk about it. Jordan Love signs that contract extension with the Green Bay Packers. 4 years, $220 freaking million. $75 million signing bonus, $155 fully guaranteed. Again, Brad Holmes, another feather in his cap because Jared Goff's contract is now what, 4th or 5th highest?
Yep.
And after more quarterbacks get paid, like a Dak Prescott, maybe.
Yeah.
This Jared Goff's contract is going to continue to look better and better and better, like KG has talked about, like even you have talked about as well. Whew. I need you to give a quick breakdown of this Jordan Love contract before we break down, is this a good thing for the Lions?
Yeah, so this is according to Spot Track, and obviously things can be restructured as time goes on. So this season, his cap hit is about $21 million. Next season, $30 million. The season after that, $36 million. And then after these 3 years, the Packers could potentially cut him if they want and save some money. But in 2027, if they don't do that, the cap hits $42 million. And in 2028, I'm sure this is something that could get restructured at some point. As of right now, $74 million cap hit.
Wow.
Jesus.
$74 million.
Jesus. Yeah, they not incurring that.
For what season? I'm sorry.
They is not incurring
2028.
that.
So it'll be a while. It'll be a while. But and it's team friendly ish for now. However, that's for now.
Yeah.
The key word is for now. But you know what? I will say this. If you're the Green Bay Packers, and this is just my opinion, at least for this season, I think it's probably nice that they have the clarity. I think that Lions fans, and myself included, would have liked to have seen Jordan Love hold out just a little bit longer. I remember catching a snippet of E&E when Tom Mazaway just basically said, it'll get done tomorrow. And basically it did.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's in camp. The team is got some nice roster pieces.
They're rallying around him, too.
Yeah, they were a playoff team last season, so it might be a good thing for this season, at least for them. KG?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew that this was going to get done. He was at the facility for crying out loud. Yes, it was a few days, but do I wish it would have gone longer? Of course, but like I said, we all knew it was going to get done. But way before any of these extensions got done, do you remember what I said heading into the Jared Goff extension?
Talk about it.
Anything 55 and below, I'm okay with. And mainly because, one, that's market value, and two, this is for a quarterback that's done as much as Jared Goff has done for the Lions in just a short amount of time. He deserves that money, man. But now you see he gets $53 million, Jordan Love $55 a year, and it's just this deal is just getting better and better and better. By the end of the season, he'll probably be the 10th highest paid quarterback in the league in a market that's soaring toward $60 million, man. I'm glad we locked our guy in. I'm glad we're good to go for the next few years, and we can actually just focus on the football aspect.
Yep, and you know, Ryan's reaction said, LOL, $55 million for a 9-game stretch and no skilled player signed. And you know what? What I'm hoping the unintended consequence to the other teams doing this, because I wonder how it feels to a guy like a Jared Goff who instantly sees, regardless of what I've done, no matter what I do stat-wise, no matter what I do performance-wise, no matter even if I end these seasons ranked in the top 5, top 6, top 7 statistically, these other quarterbacks in the league, for whatever reason, and this is Jared Goff who said, I'm smack dab in the middle of my prime. This is the time that you pay me right now. This is the time where we win big. These other teams, these other quarterbacks, and these other agents are like, nah, Jared Goff is not that guy. We deserve a little bit more. We think that, and you're talking about in the same division, bro.
Yeah.
Same division. I'm hoping this puts a big A chip on Jared Goff's shoulders. And I'm glad that he doesn't shy away from saying, yeah, I carry these chips with me. Like with the Ram stuff. He didn't shy away from saying, no, this stuff bothers me. And I'm hoping as he's seeing this, as it's a good deal for us, I'm not going to cry about it. But I'm hoping that it is something where he's like, you know what? This is what people really think of me. Let me go out here and prove it a little bit more.
I mean, it might keep that chip on his shoulder. And some quarterbacks who accomplish what Jared Goff had, and I'm not saying they all get complacent, but the fact that he can still almost claim that in some ways he's still an underdog, that might be a nice little weapon. But you know what also is a nice little weapon for the Detroit Lions? Because I thought about it. The Packers, I think it's good for them, at least in terms of camp, at least going into the season, that they've got their guys signed. They've got a lot of young players, a lot of young promising players, a lot of veterans. They have a good roster, a very solid roster, because they made the playoffs last season. They added Xavier McKinney, they added Josh Jacobs. They pretty much only lost Aaron Jones, which is a bigger loss than people think. However, when I'm comparing rosters right now, and this isn't necessarily a shot against the Packers, although nobody really minds taking shots against the Packers, despite having Jordan Love under contract, despite having a pretty good roster in their own right, when it comes to QBs, Lions have the advantage, at least for now. Running backs, certainly Lions. Pass catchers, that's tough. But the Lions have the all-pros.
Yeah.
It kind of
we have the elite.
You have like the stars, and it kind of depends on what Jameson Williams does. I think that the Packers maybe are a little bit more deep, but I would call that a wash. But offensive line, Lions. Defensive line, I'm even going Lions.
Damn right.
And I think the tiebreaker is the fact that Aiden Hutchinson is better than Rashawn Gary.
Say it one more time. Michigan on Michigan crime.
Right. Aiden Hutchinson is better than...
Why you got on your Michigan flannel?
I don't think anybody would argue that.
Aiden Hutchinson is better than Rashawn Gary. Ali McNeil is better than Devontae Wyatt. I understand the Packers have Preston Smith and Kenny Clark as well, but DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport, James Houston, I think the Lions have a better defensive line.
And just to co-sign that real quick, we're talking about just regular Lee McNeil. We don't even know what contract year bump Lee McNeil is going to be.
Hopefully a little healthier, doesn't miss 4 games. Linebackers, honestly, even with the linebackers, I'm going with the Detroit Lions because Isaiah McDuffie, I think, is kind of mid, and Edgerrin Cooper. As much as I like Edgerrin Cooper as a prospect, I wanted him here. I did a whole breakdown on him. Yeah. He's a rookie. And the Lions, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes isn't so bad. Yeah. And even the secondary right now, I'm taking the Lions, especially with all the upgrades that they made, especially if the rookies, particularly Terrion Arnold, turns out to be what we think that he will be. And this is despite the Packers making a great move and signing Xavier McKinney. I guess my point is right now for this season, despite the Packers having a good roster, having their quarterback signed, and I do think Jordan Love is a good quarterback. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFC, and I think he'll prove that. But so is Jared Goff, and I think Jared Goff is still a little bit better. Despite all of that, you look at the Lions, they have a better roster. Last season, the Lions had 5 All-Pros, the Packers had 1. Last season, the Lions had 7 Pro Bowlers, the Packers had 1. And I get it, they made some upgrades, but a lot of these guys are the exact same. In order for the Packers to overtake the Lions, which I don't think that they will, they're going to need some of maybe the young pass catchers, one or two of them to turn into outright dudes. They're going to need a breakout season from Rashawn Gary, or maybe like a breakout season from Quay Walker and Jair Alexander to return to form. But for now, it's still the Lions division, at least for this year, no matter what happened with the Green Bay Packers.
And you know why? I think it's because this, not just this one thing, Brad Holmes and this Lions organization has been masterful almost with everything that they have done. But just as we know that the Packers were looking to be able to surround Jordan Love with players and weapons and such, and then you can trust giving them this contract.
Yeah.
The signings that the Detroit Lions made this offseason not only kind of were at positions of need, but it's also going to help to spring our all-pros to the next level. Not just Jared Goff, but like the what we added to the defensive line. Whether you thought that they should have added an edge or not, they made a heck of a lot of improvements to this defensive line.
Absolutely.
And when you're talking about the steps forward that some of these other players are supposed to take, this is going to boost Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just sitting here comparing based on what you think they did last year, which is crazy. People saw what they did last year. People saw what they did the second half of the season before, and they still act like it's fool's gold when all they've done right now is supercharge every all-pro on their team. That's what the Lions offseason and their draft, it put every single one of their top-tier players in a better position, from Panay to Amon-Ra to Laporta to Aiden Hutchinson. Yep. And it's like everybody's asleep at the wheel that Brad Holmes was able to go out there and cook that way.
Well, and you know what else the Lions have, in my opinion, and I'll break it down a little bit better than the Green Bay Packers, future financial flexibility. But do you know what else has all the flexibility in the world? You can get more flexibility.
Elite transition!
Planet Fitness, of course. It's fitness that fits your budget. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know that all Planet Fitness memberships include fitness training for no extra cost? Want all the perks? Upgrade to the Planet Fitness Black Card and enjoy use of amenities such as unlimited use of the Black Card Spa, featuring hydro massage, massage chairs, and total body enhancement, and more, along with access to over 2,500 locations worldwide and unlimited guest privileges. For more information or to join today, visit your local Planet Fitness or planetfitness.com.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust, on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Let's drive right down the legendary Woodward Avenue. All 4 sports teams in Detroit play there. The only sports town in America like that. It is very, very unique. So we need you guys to get back to winning so we can enjoy that. April and the D, and we've seen already how fun it could be if other teams are winning, and even June and July with what they're doing in off-season for the draft and the free agency. Get their teams. But Xavier D, I think he has the chat submission of the day. He said Jordan Love has got that Scott Mitchell vibe.
Well, let's hope so.
Damn.
See, and honestly, I disagree, but I hope that he's right. I hope he's Scott Mitchell. I hope he's Scott Mitchell.
Oh, goodness
That'd be
gracious.
great for the Lions if he's Scott Mitchell.
Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for kicking off the day with the Woo Crew. We got 5 of the 6 here. Our brother Broder will be on Big D Energy today, our credentialed Tigers reporter and writer, to battle the Golden Voice, Neil Rule. But we got everybody else in the building. That dude, Justin, KG in the sound booth, JB Smooth in the TD booth, Flannel Sam, and your boy, Detroit Kool-Aid. And with this Jordan Love thing, the reason why we discuss this is because it's a quarterback not just in our conference, but in our division as well. And we saw the only 2 teams from our division to make the playoffs, the Lions and the Packers, and they both locked up their quarterbacks. What does this mean realistically? We've talked a little bit about it, but just kind of go around the room. I'll start with you, Flannel. What does this mean realistically for the Lions short term as well as long term?
Well, short term, I mentioned it a bit in the last segment that the Packers do have a lot of good players on rookie contracts. Their pass catchers and their offensive linemen most notably, and even defensive players like Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt, Lucas Van Ness. I think that they had a pretty solid draft class with guys like Marshawn Lloyd and Javon Bullard and Edgerrin Cooper. That's a good thing for them. However, I want to pose it more to long term, because with the guys that the Packers have who are under expensive contracts, the Packers eventually are going to have to make decisions about some of their pass catchers, like Dontavian Wicks. Is he somebody who re-signs? I would probably say no. Maybe their center, Josh Myers, and their guard, Ryan. Is he somebody that Sean Ryan are they people who sign long term? We don't necessarily know, because I'm looking at the future of the Green Bay Packers right now. And this is going to the 2026 season. Let me read you some of these cap hits. In the 2026 season, Kenny Clark's cap hit is $31 million. Jair Alexander's is $28 million. Elton Jenkins's is $25 million. Preston Smith's is $18 million. And Rashawn Gary's is $28 million.
Jeez.
There's some potential outs with some of these players that the Packers are going to have to use. The reality of the situation, and the Packers are facing it, and even the Lions are going to face it, is that when you pay your quarterback the big bucks, it is harder to win. It is harder to assemble a roster. You are going to have to make decisions. And I do think the Packers have a capable GM in Brian Gutekunst, who's going to have to be tested himself and what he's going to do with all of these guys who are going to get paid versus the guys who are veterans. Who are you going to cut? Who are you going to keep? But I trust, as a Lions fan, I trust our guy more in Brad Holmes. I think that the Lions have more financial flexibility right now than the Packers and in the future. And I trust Brad Holmes to make better decisions than a Brian Gutekunst.
Bro.
It's the danger. When you pay your quarterback the big bucks, it's harder.
But when you have a GM like Brad Holmes, when we kind of get down into the micro of it and a little off of the macro, we always talk about this Detroit tax that our other teams are going to have to pay, either because they're not winning, or even when we were winning, people were saying you still got to pay the Detroit tax. I don't know how he's done it, but Brad Holmes has created a culture where people are literally like, you know what, I'll give you a discount if I can join your team. When you look at the additions he made this offseason, it's like, you know what? He can afford to pay everybody because he's able to go out there and find those deals like Davenport's and like Zeitlers or like Readers that help to fill these teams' needs, or like even the cornerbacks, Amik Robertson and Carlton Davis. And he's getting these guys, some of them on pretty good deals. Really good deals. So I'm just like, yo, how was he able to make that happen and feel a need, not just with a player, not with just a corpse, not with just a body, not with just someone who can kind of hold it down, but with a player that we're expecting big things from. That, to me, is some of the masterclass of Brad Holmes, and he's able to keep the train rolling with either value picks in free agency or finding the right guys in the draft every year. That's insane.
And before I get to KG, I wanted to mention this when it comes to the Lions, because I mentioned a lot of those guys on the Packers who have expensive long-term contracts and are good players, but I don't know if any of them are like superstars right now, and you don't know how they're going to age or if injury and all of that. When it comes to the Lions, the only players that you really have long-term financial commitments to are Penei Sewell, best tackle on the planet, Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 5 to 7 receiver, certainly an all-pro, Jared Goff, he's your quarterback, and Frank Ragnow, who's not even that expensive. He's tied up for 3 more years, and he's an all-pro center. Other than that, there is a lot of flexibility. I know in the future we're probably going to be expecting big contracts for Aiden and Laporta, Branch, but they've got the flexibility to do that. And they don't have those long-term veteran contracts that are going to bog down the cap like the Packers do.
Yeah, Sam, and I echo everything you just said. And Kool-Aid, the reason why we had to pay that Detroit tax, even if we were a winning team in the past, is because people could kind of see that it was a facade. People could kind of see that it was a flash in the pan or there were cracks in the armor. You can't really see that this time around. The way Brad Holmes has really built this thing up, it's here for longevity. It's here to stand the test of time. And simply what this means for us, this deal, is that, hey, the Packers are here. And it's about to be a dogfight for the division for at least the next 3 to 4 years, man. So while I do have faith in Brad Holmes that he'll be able to maneuver in terms of, player acquisition, keeping our homegrown talent and paying them, I got to give it up. Unfortunately, I got to give it up.
Don't sneeze at the cheese.
Listen, Brian Gutekunst and the Packers, I have full confidence that they will be able to maintain their team throughout the majority of Jordan Love's contract. You saw what they did to replace Aaron Rodgers, man. Like, drafting Jordan Love in the first place was kind of like, oh, damn, what is this? Aaron Rodgers didn't even agree with it, but it ended up working out for him, at least up until this point. It's worked out for him, man. They have a way of knowing when things are coming up and preparing for it, man. And that's why they've been good for so long. So I expect them to be right in the hunt with us. Of course, you got Chicago creeping up the rear too, but as of right now, it's a 2-horse race. It's the Lions and it's the Packers. When they signed that Jordan Love deal, that just meant strap up. They are here and they ready to compete with us going forward for the next 3 to 4 years.
So as I was talking, I mentioned that the Lions really had long-term financial commitments to Goff, Penei, Amon-Ra, and even Frank Ragnow with 3 years left on his deal.
Oh, you saw Ed O'Neill?
But I didn't just see Eduardo O'Neill. I looked it up really quick. I guess this would qualify as a breaking news. It seems as if
breaking.
It seems as if our illustrious GM Brad Holmes was on the Costa and Jansen morning show on 97 Won the Ticket and announced that the Lions were giving Taylor Decker a 3-year extension. So that's interesting.
That get 2 buzzers.
And let's add Taylor Decker to the list of guys who are locked up long
Let's go.
That's an interesting one.
No, because
Let's go.
I definitely thought that maybe going forward, Taylor Decker might have been one of those people that were the odd man out. Of course, he's been here since the Patricia era. He's been through a lot. I always wondered, like, would they find a way to keep him, if the money would allow it? And
it's what I was just saying. Brad Holmes just keeps finding ways to pay people because of how good he is. And we know, I get it. There are going to be some sacrifices that have to be made soon. But right now, he's just finding every way to pay everybody. And really, you just have to concentrate it for Jared Goff's contract. Like we talked about with Cade Cunningham having the max. You got to do something during that contract.
Yeah.
Your Super Bowl window is Jared Goff's contract. And realistically, it's the next 2 years.
Yes. And and we don't know the details because it was just something that Brad Holmes literally just said a couple of minutes ago. I think that's going to be interesting to see what a Taylor Decker gets paid. This is just my hunch, and maybe I could be wrong. Taylor Decker, as I mentioned on a previous show, he was with the Detroit Lions for the whole Matt Patricia era.
Yeah.
He's experiencing finally a good, well-run organization where it's probably fun to go to Allen Park, where it's fun to play football on Sundays versus coming in and probably being like, I got to listen to this bastard Matt Patricia again. He gets to listen to Dan Campbell. He gets to be under the tutelage of Hank Fraley, who is one of the best O-line coaches in all of the NFL. So my point is with all of that is my guess is that it's going to be pretty team-friendly, that we're all going to see this Taylor Decker deal and be like, okay, I don't mind it. It's just a hunch. I don't know this, but that's what the history has told us.
Alan W. said, now do Aleem. LOL.
Oh, well, does that mean...
That would be it. That would be it. We talked about there's going to eventually be some sacrifices that have to be made. If Aleem goes up there and balls out, I think that's going to be one of the ones we're like, yo, what is Brad going to do here?
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting.
The priority is Aiden, man. You got to get Aiden locked up. I feel like after this season is over. So, but would love to keep Aleem. Make no mistake, I would love for Aleem McNeil to be a Lion at the end of this thing. We don't know. We don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see how he maneuvers this thing because Brad Holmes, he's the guy that's running the show and he's running it well. But I appreciate you guys for always checking into our show, Wake Up Woodward, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I'm hoping you guys are staying tapped in with all of Woodward Sports. Hit those like buttons for all of the shows, not just Wake Up Woodward, but Big D Energy, which starts right after our show, 11 to 1, with 4-time Stanley Cup winner Darren McCarty and the Golden Voice Neil Rule. Today, tap in to Broder versus Rule. You want to see it. After that, Ermanni and Edwards with Mass 2 to 4. Lovable radio legend Tom Mazaway, University of Michigan legend, and former NFL wide receiver Braylon Edwards, and Detroit Media King Fox 2 Ryan Ermanni. What up, though? After that, in the day with the Woodward heavyweights, the big fellas from 5 to 7, Spimo Racks, Speak Easy, baby, in their elite booth, Nick Koloff, Chris Platty, shout out to Caleb as well. I know Joel also helps out with the heavies, man. Shout out to that whole crew. They do great work. Biggest interviews, breakdowns, and laughs. Woodward heavyweights. Stay tapped in, but appreciate you guys for making Woodward Sports your #1 digital sports network.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had to spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back with 10 plus years of experience and 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you and KDK Law or KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
Don't let her do it.
Hey, don't let her do it, man. Katie got your back. Woodward Sports got your back. Wake Up Woodward got your back, and I'm hoping the chat family got ours. Y'all got to hit that like button. Let's zoom through that like goal. Come on, chat family. I know y'all got it in. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward, though. Talking to Detroit Lions, training camp, NFC North news as well. We're going to continue to kind of keep tabs on the NFC North and be able to break down not what it means to the division, but also to our beloved Lions, as well as some of our opponents this year. You know, so I can't wait. I know the Cowboys defensive end Sam Williams suffered a torn ACL, bro.
Man,
damn.
That's
rough.
You never like to see that. He's not a Lawrence and certainly not a Parsons, but he's a solid depth pass rusher that can get to the quarterback, can win some one-on-one. So you never like to see injury. I think it's going to be something, though, that slightly hurts the Cowboys' defense.
Yeah.
They still got the talent, like the top-heavy talent with Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. But
we know depth matters, though.
You need guys like Sam Williams.
Talk about depth. But,
every team would take a guy like Sam Williams rushing the passer. But he's not going to be available this year, unfortunately.
Shout out to Dante151 for the $4.99 super chat. We appreciate you as always. He said, does anyone remember when Matt Patricia asked the reporter to sit up straight?
Yeah.
Man, what a freaking bozo. I'm glad we have Dan, the man, Campbell, and Brad home.
I almost forgot about that too.
Man,
You know what I wish?
It's easy to forget about.
I wish that on his first game as a Detroit Lions head coach that he didn't have a backwards hat and a garbage bag on. That's what I wish.
Yeah.
Shout out Mike Valenti for that one. That was fun.
We got to get back into this stuff, like I said. And I wanted to just kind of be able to briefly bring up the Cowboys information, that news, because it's our intel report. We got to go behind enemy lines because they're on the schedule this year, the Cowboys. So we're going to break everything down. We start with the Jordan Love stuff, which I think right now is probably one of the more impactful things that one of our direct opponents, our rivals, has done. And you know what? How fitting, because you talked about it. The Packers aren't going away. But if we were going to thrive, you know what? Let's do that by making sure we are beating the best Packers team. I don't want them to have any excuse. Why? Because I believe. I'm not scared of what's going on right now with the Lions. This is not like you said before. You could see some teams that made the playoffs, but you knew that sustainability wasn't going to be there. There were some cracks in the armor. But with this one, I'm a lot more like bullish on what Brad Holmes has been and what this Detroit Lions team will be, to the tune that, you know what? The Packers, maybe they're just having one of those flash in the pan seasons like the Lions used to have, but our Lions team is going to prove that they're here and that they can take that, man. Like I'm looking forward to it. And so overall, I want to be able to bring you guys in on the conversation as well a little bit more. I know, JB, you had some things you wanted to be able to share about Jordan Love, the Detroit Lions, the NFC North.
You mean trash love?
Hey, talk about it.
Trash love.
Talk about it.
But a little bit more breaking news, because the deals of the contract did come out for Taylor Decker. Shout out to Adam Scheffler for this one. The agreement is on a 3-year, $60 million extension. So
you said $60 million?
$60 million.
3 years, 60?
3 year, $60 million extension. So he's locked up until 2027.
Yep.
So
3 years, $60 million.
It's pretty nice. And KJ, I have to agree with you. Jordan Love was at the facilities, but he was also crying at the facilities trying to get this deal done pretty much. But, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be against any player trying to go out there and get their bag. And maybe he's seen so far that, hey, this season might be a little bit of a step back for him and the Packers. Who knows? So he's trying to get his money where he can. You know, I respect that. But I just don't believe in Jordan Love. Like, this year, nothing shows me that he is going to be quite as successful as what everyone thinks. If anything, I'm a little bit more scared with Chicago just because I don't know Caleb Williams all that well. But Jordan Love, you have tape on him. You know what this guy can be. He's going to improve, but he's not going to be tremendous like that. And shout out to Taylor Decker for banking on this deal right here, because let me tell you right now, as Flannel has said, he's been here through the Patricia era. He's been here in the mud, through the shit with this whole Lions team. So you got to respect that. And I'm just happy that the deal got done and he's staying home. He's staying right here with us. So
one of those culture setters, man. We talk about the fact that people are willing to take deals to ensure that they could be in this Detroit Lions room right now because they're on the precipice of something special. And I believe that honor somebody like that who's been here through so much. And I believe that a guy like Dan Campbell would understand and be able to relate with a guy like a Taylor Decker, because Dan Campbell was here during the 0-16 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's only fitting. I believe, hey, you keep your elite unit elite. That offensive line is the best unit that's on this squad. I think it's kind of an ode or a tip of the cap to that.
Yeah, and obviously Brad Holmes knows more than me. The only thing I will say is that $20 million AAV for Taylor Decker, it's not egregious.
Yep. Through age 33.
He's making basically right now Lane Johnson money, which Taylor Decker's not Lane Johnson, but Lane Johnson's another one who's a little bit over the hill and has had a lot of injuries. We'll see.
Do you think they threw some extra mustard on it because he's been here so long, because he's a culture guy?
Probably.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, and I don't think this is a bad thing by any means, is that it always seemed like with Taylor Decker's contract expiring, that the plan was always to move Panay to left tackle once Taylor Decker leaves. I'm kind of curious how that dynamic works out, whether or not Panay does move.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, be the best right tackle ever then. Why not?
You know what? This move to me, it just signals more of what I'm going to continue to say and what I've said this morning. They're taking advantage of this 2 to 3 year window. Yeah. They're locking in whatever the recipe is, and because what also matters is the guys in that locker room. And I would rather have guys that I know are warriors in the locker room, at home, and on the field. That's somebody who Taylor Decker is. Obviously, you want to make sure that the guy remains healthy. But if you're going to sell out for what you believe is a Super Bowl recipe right now, I'm okay for that. I would rather them sell out this way than to have gone out and given up a couple draft picks to bring in a guy like Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
I would rather them if you're going to push it just a little bit, push the envelope a little bit. I'd rather do it with the recipe that you believe can get you to that Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I want to get Justin's thoughts on all this as well. But before I do that, that does seem like a hefty price for a Taylor Decker. But to your point, he is what's best for the team, at least in the short term. And the Lions, I'll tell you what, I will take a Super Bowl next year over any sustained success that doesn't result in a Super Bowl. And Taylor Decker, that's your best option.
Yeah.
And that might be your best option for a couple of years. So even if he is a little bit expensive, even if it potentially hampers maybe one other guy being re-signed or a free agency potential, Taylor Decker, he's one of the better left tackles in the NFL. I would call Taylor Decker probably the closest player in the NFL to being a Pro Bowler that's not a Pro Bowler, if that makes sense.
Yep.
He's that
Makes
caliber
perfect
player.
sense.
Yep.
I love it. Straight up. You just locked up arguably the best tackle duo in the entire NFL for your entire Super Bowl window.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see out of Brad Holmes. He continues to make these deals earlier than he needs to, and it routinely pays off. So I'm not going to come in here and question this move after the offensive line, to me, is beside the quarterback, who's the most important people on the entire team.
The offensive line has proven it's them for the pass game and for the run game.
This team does not go without Taylor Decker or Penei Sewell, and I think that this just proves that. And I'm just Brad Holmes, another masterclass. It might be a little bit of an overpay, but when you have the best tackle duo in the NFL, then it's not even a point of reference for me.
Edge says, let Brad cook chess, not checkers, as it relates to this Taylor Decker stuff. And just if you wanted to be able to expand a little bit more as well on your thoughts about the Lions in this NFC North division, obviously we were covering as well Jordan Love signing that extension. The short-term and the long-term ramifications, how are you feeling about this thing? Because KG's right. Packers aren't going anywhere.
See, in the short-term ramifications, I don't love the Packers this season. I just looked at their roster as Flannel was going through it just to see, what he was talking about, and I agree with him. I originally, when he said the cornerback room was better in Detroit than Green Bay, I was like, that's a room with Jair Alexander in it, McKinley in it. I don't know about that, but I took a deeper look. Their secondary pieces in that secondary are not good.
You're intriguing me, man.
Eric Stokes is their second quarterback. That is ass. Eric Stokes is ass. He is burnt toast.
Let's FTP.
I have no fear when it comes to this year's NFC North. Caleb Williams is a turnover machine. Vikings have quarterback issues and defense issues. The Packers have issues all over the board. Like they were fool's gold last year, in my opinion, and I think that they will continue. I think Aaron Jones is better than Josh Jacobs, and I'll take flack for that one. I love Aaron Jones. I'm not bullish on the NFC North this year. I think the year after this year, this will be the hardest division in football, but not this year. This year, it is the Lions division to own and the Lions division to take.
So Terrell from FL, I hope that I'm
Bricked up, Justin.
I'm expanding on what you say. Yeah. He mentioned in the chat, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe he said that the Lions have the best roster, the best coaching staff, and the best front office in the NFC North, and will win it by 2+ games.
Insane.
That kind of sounds like what old Justin Satawa was saying, that Lions by 2+ games.
I don't know about 2+ games, because last year I thought it would be a bigger margin of victory, and it still came down to the second to last week of the season. I just don't think there's room for it as well. I mean, we have a tough schedule, probably tougher than the Packers in terms of where we play a lot of our games on the road and at home. But I don't know. I just don't think. I think that it might come down to the wire, but it will be a clear and relatively less stressful path to winning the NFC North for the Lions than it was last year.
And to expand on your point, and this is what I was really trying to convey about the Packers, and I'm going to try to do it in the best way possible. If you're ranking players, and I know I'm kind of borrowing something that Max Kellerman has done with NBA players. Shout out Max Kellerman. He's really good at what he does. But the Packers, to me, if you're ranking players like 5-star or 4-star players, the Packers have a lot of guys who, to me, are like 3.5, 4-star guys, like Rashawn Gary's, like this version of Jair Alexander, like Preston Smith, like guys like even Christian Watson or Rasheed Walker. Guys like that. And Christian Watson could end up being better, but Romeo Doubs.
Yeah.
They don't have the St. Browns. They don't have the Penays. They don't have the Frank Ragnows, guys like that. They don't have a Laporta, guys who you could claim are like 4.5 5-star players. Certainly with Panay and Amon-Ra, I'd say they already are 5-star players.
And they're cheat codes.
Yes.
Amon-Ra,
yes.
Panay Sewell,
yes.
and Sam Laporta were absolute cheat codes last year. When you look at the stats of Panay Sewell, you say that's not fair. It's why he's getting paid and why he's now getting the recognition he deserves. It's why people went back crazy over the video of him and Aaron Donald, and to see it continue to play out game after game after game. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, you needed a big pass, you needed a big first down, you needed to isolate, you needed to win a playoff game. It was Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta was nearly unguardable as a tight end yesterday. Think about that's what I'm saying. It's okay. Yeah, we can line up and we know these guys are going to take some steps forward. But who are you when you're getting down to that last 5 minutes and Goff is doing what he did to a lot of teams last year? Finding Sam Laporta, finding Amon-Ra St. Brown, dotting your I, and I haven't even mentioned the running backs yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Justin got me, man, I'm so fired. I thought I was fired up
No,
already, but now I'm even more fired up. Like,
Josh Jacobs,
let's get it.
Josh Jacobs isn't Gibbs.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
line up
version.
and let's crack helmets, man. Like, I'm so ready, bro. Goodness.
Gibbs is the best running back in the NFC North. Come at me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yep.
And that's in terms of 2024 outlook.
Yep.
Like in terms of going into this season, what I think he will do this season. He will prove that he is elite.
Yeah, and you know, it was crazy to see how your brain, you're like a computer, man. As soon as you said Gibbs is the best one, I could see his brain search everything as if it was like the Matrix.
It was computing.
Every running back went, and he was like, yep, he's right.
The only argument you can make is Aaron Jones, and he's always hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
On a per game
I'm fired
basis,
up,
he was
dog.
one of the best in the league last year, but he also missed a lot of games.
You did.
Goodness. Hey, you know what? Chat family, y'all got to smash that like button. I'm fired up, man. Y'all getting me fired up because I'm looking at the likes. I'm like, yo, they on one today, too. Let's zoom through that goal. The Detroit Lions, man, other teams in our division are making great deals, and it doesn't matter because the Lions are awesome. And I can tell you guys about something else that's awesome as well. It's when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That is Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. All you got to do, stop there and sit back and relax. You guys already know what I mean. You guys, look, the second hour of this show, every time Justin's talking, you guys will see exactly what we are talking about. You want to get into Lady Jane's. It's open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring. So all you got to do, call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed because it is technology that is backed by people. And your safety and your security, it deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. All you got to do is call this number right here. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, that number, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Hey, shout out to whoever is keeping the spirit of FAB. Shout out Matt Broder alive. Our
Freaky
brother,
ass
man.
Bizzle.
Hey, I can't wait. Look, I'm sure we're going to be seeing him walk through anytime now to get prepared. He's going to be walking through like the Clarissa Shield.
Yeah, man.
He better be that level of ready. He better be that ready.
Because Neil is a heavyweight, man.
Neil's coming at him. Neil will be, in terms of hockey fighting, he will be dropping the gloves and be Darren McCarty ready to turtle Broder, unfortunately.
Something tells me that our guy, Broder.
No, he's going to stand in there.
He's going to handle it. He's going to handle it. Man, but the Detroit Lions, they continue to show up on all types of lists, man. And it's interesting because I know we're going to talk a little bit about the PFF top 10 players under the age of 25, where the Detroit Lions, top 7, 3 of the top 7 are Detroit Lions. And one guy that's really been kind of making the waves.
Who's not on this list, by the way.
Making the waves.
I'm sure a lot of you think he probably already should be.
Listen, if we had training camp rankings, he would be on there. And he's on my victory lap, training camp victory lap rankings.
Get ready for that jersey.
This guy is on there. Shout out to Jamison Williams.
Get ready for that jersey.
Shout out to Jamison Williams. Seeing the clips over the weekend. I'm trying to listen to Flannel, but it is very, very difficult. It is very difficult. I tried. And then I saw the one that Travis posted. Shout out to Travis and the social team. Of the release off the line. And then the catch with the nice hands. And then the speed of the field.
My boy looking
J-Mo,
in
man.
season form right now.
In season form. And you hear it, right? You saw the other graphic? You have no one on your defense that can stop me. It's
Nobody.
what was reportedly stated.
Nobody.
At training camp. That's why I told you. We had to make a little time for it. Because Jamison Williams, man. I know we talk about expectations. But what I'm seeing right now, it is so vastly different than the previous training camps for Jamison Williams that sometimes it's a little bit difficult to contain or to wait until he does this thing in a regular season game. But I'm happy where things are trending with Jamison Williams.
Yeah, no, and for the record, I don't have any problem whatsoever with people being excited about what they see. And I've always said, we all predict the best season of his career, no doubt about it. We all kind of predict a varying degree of breakout season, and I have absolutely no issue with that whatsoever. Again, though, what have I always said? No training camp victory laps.
I already bought the domain. I can't return it.
And for the record, J-Mo, that's a little too big for that statement right there is a little bit too big for your britches.
No, it's not.
Hey,
no,
let's talk about
it. If he feel like that, then that's what the fuck you say.
Surely he's had a game where he's had 70 receiving yards in his career yet, then, right?
That is the past.
That didn't happen.
This is the future.
Okay, fine. But you know what?
We talking about this season, Sam.
Stop talking the most. If I were Jamison Williams, I would do this. But then again, he's got people on this network and in this chat acting like he's already a mix of Tyreek Hill and Jesus.
And people on the Lions, don't forget the Lions.
Fine.
Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell. I'm telling, it's coming from everywhere. It's not just us, Sam. That is why we're excited.
So is he Tyreek Hill and Jesus yet, or is he going to be that tomorrow in training camp? Is that what he's going to be?
JB, what up, though, man? I heard you getting fired up in there.
Hey, look, if J-Mo has the balls to sit out here and say this statement, you have to believe it. I'm sorry, I'm believing it. I know Sam is going to sit here and say no parades during training camp, no victory laps. But come on, if you see the videos right now, you're
Talk about it, man.
This dude is on another level right now.
Different.
He looks good. He looks like, hey, like I said last week, back in the Alabama days, he looks back like that. And
like
honestly,
comfortable, right?
He's comfortable. He's happy here. He's now got a full training camp all in session. He's got a connection with golf now. This season is going to be fun. And I'm sorry, Flannel, but you better get this jersey prepared. I'm just saying.
Fun police, man.
I'm not the fun police.
But you gotta realize, like, if he doesn't live up to everything he's saying right now, we will go back to this moment and say, why the hell were you saying that? Like, fans aren't dumb. But like I said, when it's coming from the coach, when it's coming from the staff, when you can see it on video, I know it's training camp.
In the playoffs too, though.
But
that's still on my mind.
For a guy that hasn't had any real training camp, so far in his career, the returns look great so far. Of course, he needs to prove it on the field. He needs to stay healthy, but he has all the ability in the world. There is a reason they moved up to get this man. If he hadn't got injured, I put it on my name that he would have been the first wide receiver off the board that year.
Probably.
Flat out. Flat out.
No, you're probably right. And I hope that I do have to wear the jersey because I actually will do it. I will take the medicine that is coming to me. It's just when it comes to Jamison Williams, I've been burned too many times by a lot of the people in the chat, a lot of people at the network, because I truly believe that no matter what he does this season,
we need stream music for this.
No matter what he does, people will find a way to victory lap. Watch. He makes one catch on 3rd and 6 for 11 yards. People will say, you see that, Flannel? Would a bus do that? As I said before, yes, bus has done that
tapped
before.
into the watch parties.
Yes.
Because I'm going to make sure I do that.
and what did I say? What did I say on this show? My prediction for his stat line this season is 1,010 yards from scrimmage and 7 touchdowns. And that would be a very, very fine season. I don't think he's going to get 1,000 receiving yards, so I don't think I'll get the jersey. But the stat line that I just named is a good season, and I wouldn't poo-poo that at all.
It was funny, though, in the last show. Your clip, bro, was hilarious because he was like, look, no victory laps, no this, no that, no that. And then I started to see this little Grinch-like smile come on Flannel saying towards the end of the clip, and he's like, but I think he's going to get there. And it was just like, let's go. But JB, I see you in the booth, brother. What up, though?
I just wanted to present this because one person is already victory lapping at the open practice training camp for fans right now. So, J-Mo, I'll trade you all of this ramen for your cleats or gloves.
Let's go.
So, hey.
Let's go.
He got a standing ovation as well, too, this past weekend. J-Mo?
Yeah. Oh, I thought the top ramen sign.
No.
That's standing up applause worthy. That definitely is. What'd you say?
I wonder if he did it.
If he made the trade?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll have to find out at the end of camp, in the practice today.
J-Mo, man. But you're right. He's not on this PFF list. He's a guy that if he has if he has a season that qualifies him for a jersey, where do you think that this lands him kind of within these players under 25? And we got to talk about the players that are on there, but I just wanted to be able to get your quick take on J-Mo.
It depends on the level of the season.
Ooh.
That like in 1,000-yard receiving season, that is a non-negotiable if he wants to enter a list like this. And I don't think that's unfair at all. But even if he does that, then, and this isn't meant to be a shot because a lot of people hate when I do this, it'll still be at best one less 1,000-yard receiving season than Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, and at worst 2. So we shall see.
Just trying to keep it real, but
we shall see.
We got to talk about the players that did make the list. 3 of the top 7, as we said, they're Detroit Lions, which is crazy. What? That's so crazy. Brad Holmes is absolutely cooking. And they're not just that these guys are the top 25, top 3 players under 25. It's that these guys are either all pros or trekking to be all pro players. They're not just good players. They are like the elite of the elite. And that's what I love about these players that are popping up on this list.
You know what? When we get back, let's really break this down because there's a couple of questions that I asked on the prep that I want to get everybody's opinion on because I think this is a very, very interesting list. But first, tell us about Swiss.
I will. Now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your current carrier is not slipping in any extra fees.
Take that.
Or raising any deductibles. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today so you don't have to take that. 313-530-1698 or visit them online. SwissINS.com.
Never taking that.
Mark will save you from the diddler.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Merch. Detroit Science.
No.
It even rhymes with
no. Look, do yourself a favor. Head over to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab. It does not rhyme at all. And get yourself some brand new Detroit sports merch.
Woodward Sports merch. Detroit Science.
No.
You tried.
No, you
That
tried
is
a
not
little
bar.
too hard with that one. But pick up the Stoke Not Scared shirt. I was rocking that all weekend, especially out in Toledo at the zoo. And we also got the hashtag Boo Them Kids t-shirts right now. Boo them children. I wish I would have had that shirt out there. But anyway, it's all good. And the Tigers, they are making moves. So why not support them as well with the Woodward Tigers sweatshirts and t-shirts that we have available. Head over to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab. Get swagged out.
Get swagged out.
I recommend the Lions merch, not the Tigers merch.
No.
Yeah.
Mike G, KG get nasty on the Swiss read. Shout out to the chat family, man. Thank you guys for supporting the Woo Crew. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. Matthew Broder will be on Big D Energy today, so you definitely want to catch that. It's a Tigers-themed edition. Broder, nil rule. I cannot wait. Wait. But thank you guys for being here right now and choosing to kick off the day with the Woo Crew. Smash that like button to support. And I know we have a call because we're going to get into this PFF list. Hopefully this individual who the caller is going to talk about is on this list next year. But you know what? I'm going to let him say his piece. Shout out to the pride of Inkster, Mr. Energy himself, Devin the dog. What up, though, brother? Is he with us?
Devin, you there?
Yeah, I hear him. I see him talking. Hold on. Devin going once. Devin going twice.
I know he was going to have some heat. If anything, oh, no, Sam won't be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not worried.
All right.
That's all right.
Yeah. If anything, when he stops in tomorrow, we'll make sure he can say his message to Flannel. And if we got to get you in on live stream, we will do that.
Damn
right. We will do that.
Sounds good.
We will make it work, Devin. So definitely, man, if you're in studio tomorrow, we'll find some way to make it work so that you and Flannel can definitely chat, because that's what this whole thing is about. We're bringing our best as it relates to what we know and believe about the sports that you guys love, and we're hoping to bring a little bit of personality, and beyond that, be able to have a little bit of debate, a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of agreement, a little bit of disagreement. But I'm sure he was going to go in. He said he's stopping in tomorrow. Shout out to Devin the dog. Shout out Devin. So, yeah, I'm sure it was going to be something in support of Jamison Williams and what he's going to be this season. And it's not even as if you're not supporting him. I want to make sure that's clear.
Yep.
You're trying to be realistic. You're saying, listen, based on what has happened right now, based on the trends, based on what he's already put out there are some things that you could be optimistic about, and that's why you said you do believe he's going to reach these numbers, these pretty good numbers, which would be a crazy good jump for him. But you're also saying, hey, let's slow our roll and give him the space to do that. And I respect that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I just
can
know
shake
he's going
hands
to.
on this one. Yeah. Fair.
So let's dive into this PFF. Top 10 players under the age of 25. And it's always one player that is left out of these lists. Seemingly, whether it's a top 10 or a top 15, Jahmyr Gibbs isn't on there. But I need to go to our PFF expert over here, Flannel Sam. Did they get this list right?
JB, do we got a graphic for that?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So, you know my honest opinion on this one? I think you could argue Panay's number one. I would probably put him at number one. I think the order in which they put the Detroit Lions is correct. I think that's damn near exactly where they rank in terms of importance to their team. Of course, Panay being 4, Amon-Ra being 5, and Aiden being 6. I understand Sauce Gardner. I understand Jamar Chase. I understand Kyle Hamilton. I think you could make a legitimate argument that the top 4, and these are guys who are under 25, you can make an argument that all of those guys are the best at their respective positions. I think Sauce Gardner is. I think Panay Sewell is. Jamar Chase, I would take Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill over him, but you can make an argument for Chase. With Kyle Hamilton, you might say Winfield, but Kyle Hamilton had himself a season last year. He was a lot better than I think people realize. So it's nice to see, though, that there's Lions 3 in a row. And throughout the rest of this list, I only see one of each team. So that tells me that in terms of drafting lately, Brad Holmes is about as good as it gets, or better than it gets, better than anybody according to this list. But I think for the most part that this is a very fine list. I just probably, if it were up to me, I would have Panay number 1.
And Mike G believes that Amon-Ra should be on the top of that list. And you know what? I agree with your take as it relates to the order of importance for these players. But I'm not going to take away from anybody who believes that these all pro level players who've shown themselves to be a lot better, not just a lot better, I mean like a lot more great than anybody really gave them credit for. Well, Amon-Ra, I think people believe Panay was going to be that deal. Yeah. But with Amon-Ra St. Brown, to see a guy like that, it's just like, you know what? I'm not going to take that away from any fan out there who believes give this guy a little bit more of a bump. But I agree with you overall. I like the list, and it's cool that you pointed that out. Not only is there no team that doesn't have a repeat, there's no double, but the Lions actually have triple, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. Brad, we can't say it enough. Let Brad cook. Let Brad cook. KG, how you feeling about the list, brother?
Hold on 1 second. I was messing with something in here. Hold on.
Yep.
JB, you got anything?
No, I mean, I was just going to say it's quite impressive. I kind of agree with Flannel, or not Flannel, whoever said it in the chat. I would kind of put Amon-Ra up a little bit higher, even though I know this isn't like fully ranked out perfectly, but I kind of put him up there with Jamar Chase at least, in my opinion as well too. Patrick Surtain, I could see dropping him down a little bit, but everyone else on this list I like. I truly like everyone else's game on this list as well too. And it's just impressive that you have 3 Lions players on this list as well. So it shows you that people are looking at Detroit a lot differently, just giving off the moves that they made.
Yeah, and what I want to be able to pose to everybody, and Flannel, if you want to be able to jump on the question first, on the answer first, yeah, we got 3 players in. There are 3 players who, in my opinion, are notably not there. At least Sam Laporta, in my opinion, is someone who's notably not on this list, but you're also missing a Jahmyr Gibbs as well as a Brian Branch, who I feel like I'm one of those guys who's a lot more optimistic on him. I hear a lot of people like, well, we like him here in Detroit, but does he really deserve to be on those types of lists? Those 3 players are not on there. Was there any other Detroit Lion player that you believed was deserving to be on this list?
God, this is so tough. Here's what I will say, and maybe people are going to disagree. Patrick Surtain's a little overrated. The reason I say this is because hold on.
Here we go.
Hold on, Justin. Let me give you this stat. This is actually pretty mind-blowing. Patrick Surtain gave up more receiving yards when targeted last season than Sauce Gardner did in his first 2. I'm not saying Patrick Surtain's a bad corner. I'm just saying it's clear why Sauce is up there and Patrick Surtain is right there. And if anybody I think needs to drop, it would probably be him. Not necessarily off the list, but I don't know. I think he's a little bit more of a... I think people are sleeping on the fact that he kind of had a disappointing year last year.
He might have had a disappointing year in terms of the stats perspective, but I mean, first of all, you have guys like Devontae Adams and Amon-Ra St. Brown saying that he is the best cornerback in the league. Okay. No, unfortunately, Flannel, I'd rather trust their opinion, who have gone against them multiple times in their NFL career, than yours.
That's fair.
On top of that, Patrick Surtain didn't have as good of a defense as Sauce Gardner, making him more exposable in terms of the fact that he didn't have as much help. The Jets' pass rush was better. The rest of the Jets' secondary was better. And it allows for Sauce to not necessarily be that one dude on that defense where you have to avoid. Patrick Surtain is that guy on Denver, and he makes that entire Denver defense go.
No, and that's fair. And it explains to me why Patrick Surtain maybe doesn't have as good of coverage numbers as Sauce Gardner. But to me, that stat that I gave at the beginning, that Sauce Gardner literally gave up less yards in his first 2 seasons than Patrick Surtain did last year. I don't think all those factors explain that kind of a gap. It might explain that maybe I'm undervaluing him a little and that he does belong on this list where he is, but I think he's become one of those guys. Like at the cornerback position, sometimes when you become a name, people think that you're better than you are. That's my opinion on Patrick Surtain. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody else is correct on this, but I guess to answer your question, because I kind of got off track there, could anybody be on this list that isn't for the Lions? So I look at that list and I notice that there's only one guy who was a rookie last year, and that was Jalen Carter. And I know a lot of people aren't fans of his. I actually think he's a damn good player, but I would probably, if I'm picking any rookie from last year who should be on this list, you got to go with. I mean, C.J. Stroud should be on this list on there somewhere.
No doubt.
Probably C.J.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. With all due respect to our guys, should probably get in before Jahmyr Gibbs or even Sam
I was
Laporta.
about to say, if
Yeah.
you include those guys, then
Yeah.
If there's like a top 15 list, I would hope that Laporta or Gibbs
Sure.
shows up on that list. But we've seen them left out of the top 15 and the top 25 list, some of our guys. I believe Branch was left out of the top 25 list. The Lions still had, I believe, 20% of the list represented, 4 or 5 players, but Branch still wasn't there. That's the player that I'm wondering, when we talk about chips on the shoulder, that's the player I'm wondering, as they see these things, I wonder what's going through his mind.
Yeah. No, and Chuck Brewer says this in the chat. Laporta was better than Carter as rookies. You know what? I don't disagree with that. I don't at all. When I was talking about as opposed to Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, I was talking about that I believe C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, literally the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, should be on this list above Jalen Carter.
And you know what?
I would argue maybe even
Same
over
Javon
Patrick.
Holland, honestly.
But and I want to ask you, Flannel. I'm going to ask you that dude, Justin. Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. Do you believe either one of those players have a claim to this list?
No.
Not at all.
Not yet.
Not yet.
With the way I believe that Gibbs is going to shine this year, possibly, I think he could reach for all pro. I've already been told by Flannel that that's a little bit of a stretch, but I think that he will have that much of an impact, especially in the receiving game. So I think Gibbs honestly might be closer than Laporta, because if you were to took the tread off of Gibbs and you fully let him have this offense, I think the stats would pop more than Laporta. So I think, but Laporta does have claim too. Let's not get that twisted. I mean, he is arguably the best tight end in football right now. At least not top 1, top 3. So.
Oh man, the messes we have to talk about with the Lions.
Well, right, I know, right? Oh darn! And honestly, the more that I look at it, it's kind of. I actually had to look this up that C.J. Stroud wasn't turning 25 coming into this season, because the more I look at it, the more that I let it digest, it almost slipped me by. The fact that C.J. Stroud is not on this list and Jalen Carter is actually a disgrace.
It's outrageous.
It was like
it's
the one that
insane.
didn't have Justin Jefferson on the list at all.
Oh,
and we had to look it up and realize, okay, it's because he's turning.
Because he's turning
that age.
I had to do the same thing with Stroud. How is he not on this list? You could argue that he's. I mean, you could probably put him at 7, maybe even 6 above Aiden, and I'm the biggest Aiden fanboy in the world. It's C.J. freaking Stroud.
Well, you know what? Which player on the Detroit Lions makes this list next? Do you think it happens? Is it Laporta?
Yeah, I think probably Laporta.
You think Laporta over Gibbs? I know you believe that if
it's going to be
opportunity.
Laporta, because Laporta is arguably the best tight end in football, and he's going to make that ascension to the best tight end in football before Gibbs even probably has a chance to make the ascension to best running back in football, because there's still someone in San Francisco who's pretty damn good.
I need the chat family definitely put in the chat, who do you believe should be on this list next? If it's Branch, if it's Laporta, if it's Gibbs, not who do you think, who's going to make it? Put it in stone and call your shot. Just want to see what the chat family's head is at as well. I do believe it's Laporta, but if Gibbs, man, is used as that weapon that they say he is, that they stated when they drafted him, the things that we've heard, he's going to have a great claim to it.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it, because I'm with Justin to this extent. I disagreed because you brought up 1,800 yards for Gibbs next year, and I think that's a little bit
said
aggressive.
that was aggressive.
You did. my thing with Gibbs, though, and I've been consistent in this, especially since the game this past season against the Raiders, and a lot of people thought that this was a shot at David Montgomery. It was not. After that moment, I'm like, Jahmyr Gibbs is him. Jahmyr Gibbs is the best running back on this team, and I think he's got all the talent in the world to maybe be the best running back in the NFL someday. At worst, top 3 or 5.
Yeah, Chocolate
Cheese kind of
Cheese says them being left off means they have more motivation now. And it's cool that we no longer have to use that as our sole purpose of motivation like our players. They know that there's Super Bowl expectations. But to know that there's Super Bowl expectations is where I'm hoping these other little things are things that just annoy them almost like a mosquito, to the point that you're always swinging. You're always looking. Like, that's how I want the Lions this season. We see the Lions in a real jungle walking around with their tail going, smacking anything that comes in their way. And when it's even a bigger predator, it's like the pride is going to take you down. It's like I want them on that type of alert. I want the Detroit Lions on that type of alert. I want them to take everything as disrespect. I want them to look at everything and read more into it. I want everything to be bulletin board material. And I want them to go out there, like you said. This shouldn't just be a lock year. Knowing what some of the other teams are doing, this is the year. This is the year for the Detroit Lions. Go out there and not just handle your business, but do it convincingly. This is the year that I believe the Detroit Lions have to be able to do that in this NFC North.
Absolutely. But you know who they could use on this football team with those prodigious hops from the old commercial? Mark White. Dream of a new home.
He's
but
no
feeling the
J-Mo,
financial
though.
pinch. He's certainly not. He's got combine Mark White's hops and J-Mo's speed. You've got yourself
There
a
you
player.
go.
Mark White Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. They are taking over Michigan. They are known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, chicken sandwich, and the New York style pizza. And also, you can't forget about the Nashville hot pizza that we got up on screen right there. Look, locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. They're even doubling the number of restaurants this year alone. Soroki's just had their grand opening as well in Madison Heights, so if you're around that area, check them out for sure. If not, you can always stop by and try one of their mega stations near you, or you can order online at sorokis.com.
You know what? I know what I'm having for lunch now, man. It is Soroki's. I was thinking about it. Queen Kool-Aid is already in the area. I think we're getting some Soroki's for lunch. You guys should too. And tell them that Woodward Sports sent you. They might hook you up. They might. You never know. But welcome back to Wake Up Woodward, man. We appreciate you guys for sticking around with the Woo Crew this morning and choosing to kick off your day with us. We've zoomed through that light goal, and let's see how high we can get this thing. We appreciate you guys greatly. I'm not understating that at all. You guys, I'm telling you, unlike how PFF doesn't want to acknowledge Sam Laporta, I'm acknowledging you guys. Thank you so much for what you do for us. Shout out to Matthew Broder, our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter and writer. I would love to be able to have him here to be able to discuss this, but I know he's going to be on Big D Energy as well. And I am really, really eager about your thoughts as well as the rest of the crew. I know Justin and KG probably have some thoughts on this as well. But the Detroit Tigers, they traded catcher Carson Kelly to the Texas Rangers. And via Evan Petzel, the return for the Tigers, catcher Liam Hicks, right-hander Tyler Owens from the Rangers, per sources. Flannel.
Yep.
Break this down to us.
I mean, this should be
started.
Yeah, this should be the first move of many. We've seen what's happened with the Tigers with, I would say, 3 of their best 6 players on the injured list right now. They're under 500. They're 5.5 out of the wild card. Carson Kelly was on an expiring contract, and he was a guy that the Tigers needed to flip, and they need to do the same for Canna, Urshela, and Flaherty as well, in my humble opinion, within the next couple of days. With Carson Kelly, I got to say this. This was actually, in a way, I don't love the return as much as I thought that I would in terms of neither of them are any of the Rangers' top 30 prospects, but this was kind of a low-key Scott Harris win. Carson Kelly.
Break this down for me.
Hey, Carson Kelly was basically on the scrap heap. And then those few games he played for the Tigers last season, he really did nothing. He was terrible. But this year, man, I'll tell you what. It's guys like Carson Kelly, not him and him alone, but it's players like Carson Kelly that helped prevent the Tigers from being the Los Angeles Angels, that actually had them one of those unsung heroes that helped have them have some more meaningful games later into the season, especially when you consider his offensive output versus Jake Rogers. It's guys like him. It's guys like Wenzel Perez. It's guys like Andy Ibanez, along with the usual suspects like the Riley Green and the Colt Keys and the starting pitchers in the bullpen. But he was one of the unsung heroes for this team. And I've got nothing but good things to say about him. I think that he should have played more often this year. I think that like for many different reasons, the Tigers lost games, but Carson Kelly was the least of the Tigers' problems. The fact that they were able to get anything it's a pretty big deal.
What do you foresee happening next with these Detroit Tigers? Because obviously, I believe it should be at least the first of many, probably small deals with where things are trending. Because we heard Jack Flaherty. If we're going to just kind of open up even more Tigers talk, Jack Flaherty is also a team that's popping up on some teams' radars. But we also hear counter reports that really the Tigers might be holding out to try and sign him long-term. And then there's reports that they really probably want to keep Scooble long-term.
Man.
So it's like I'm starting to wonder, what is this trade deadline shaping up to be? Yeah. What does it mean for the Tigers short and long-term? Because, man.
Yeah. See,
I'm a little confused.
I know, because I mean,
you ain't the only one.
If you sign Flaherty and Scooble, that's great. I think at this point in the season, though, you just have to cut your losses on some of these guys. And in the case of Carson Kelly, one of the reasons why it was good to get him out of here first, although he was a good player, is there's somebody directly in AAA, or was in AAA, that just got promoted, catching prospect Dylan Dingler, who this season is hitting, he's got a 379 on base percentage, a 938 OPS, and 17 home runs and 52 RBIs, and a AAA. You got to see if he's a guy who can be a catcher of the future type player. So I'm excited to see that. And I'm excited to see what else the Tigers do. Because if they only flip Carson Kelly, that will be, I'd say, a little bit baffling. But one other note, the return to me for Carson Kelly is not much of note. However, the catcher that they got, and this is a Flannel Sam special. I don't know anything about him. Never watched him play. Liam Hicks, 403 on base percentage in the minors.
Yeah.
A big old fat 4 in front of that on base percentage. That makes me happy.
That makes you great. That makes me happy. Let's call it out as you're a brick. Yes, you're at that stat.
Look at that smile on Flannel's face.
He love that shit, man.
OBP.
What up, though, KG?
But, I mean, for any Tigers fans that were still wondering, let me break it down for you. It's over, man. They have to sell. They have to sell. And look. You have injuries to Riley Green, Reese Olson, man. You only got 2 starting pitchers in your rotation.
But it don't feel good, bro.
It's over, man. They lost the series to the Twins. It's pretty much, they need to be selling off as much as they can right now. And I forgot who said this in the chat, but per John Morosi, the Tigers and Baltimore Orioles are still in trade talks for Scooble as of this morning. Nothing official, but they are still talking.
So
but
if they, you continue, because that brings up another question.
Yeah. So they're still going at it. But, I mean, with this deal, Carson Kelly, you got 2 AA prospects. It wasn't going to be like some great haul. You know, we knew that coming in. But the prospects themselves don't seem that bad. You got Liam Hicks, averaging 260 batting average and 717 OPS so far this year. Tyler Owens, a career ERA in the minors of 4, but this year is averaging a 280 with a 1.19 whip. So not bad numbers at all. These are guys that maybe can help you going down the road, or maybe you can flip them in future deals. But this is what you need to expect going forward from selling off pieces like a Carson Kelly, maybe like a Gio or a Mark Canha. You know, those deals may be on the table coming up. So
and just really quickly, because I do want to get cooking up, but it's just a quick question. I see the ski mask boy, actually his mind went to where mine was with this report of Scooble. They're gonna do their due diligence, whether they keep Scooble or not. They're going to listen to all the offers. But if it's close to a trade with the Baltimore Orioles, does that signal then kind of reports that we did hear of the Tigers looking to potentially keep O'Flaherty. Does that kind of shade that way? Or at least is that where your hunch is? Or do you think both of them are potentially or more likely to be gone?
I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. The funny, you know what's funny though, and this is just very short term. It doesn't really matter because if they sell everybody, who the F cares how many games they win for the rest of the season? But if you sell on Flaherty and Skubal, who's gonna pitch?
That's a good question.
But one of the guys in my return for Tarek Skubal would be the Orioles' number 8 prospect, Cade Povich, who is an MLB-ready arm who had a cup of coffee in the league, didn't do that great. He would go into your rotation right away. Yeah. But that's the thing that I've seen in the chat. I saw it was from Just a Fan. It was about the wild card, about them being 5.5 games out, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but for the foreseeable future, I mean, Riley Green, we expect him back fairly soon, but at least for the next the rest of this homestand, at best, you're going to have no Riley Green, no Kerry Carpenter, no Reese Olson, no Casey Mize. You might say that if those guys were healthy, that maybe they would be in the playoffs, but with guys like Carpenter and guys like Riley Green, even in Casey Mize, injuries have been a part of their history. Yeah. It's been, in the case of Carpenter and Riley Green, the only thing holding them back. So you just never know. So there's, to me, even though 5.5 doesn't seem like a lot, there's just too many holes right now. I don't think they have any chance.
Man, and you know what? We got to get into what's trending. I know the people are looking forward to that, but just quick question, everybody. Is Skubal on this team past the trade deadline? I'll start with you, Flannel.
I'm going to say yes.
Ooh, JB?
I'm going to say no. That's sad.
That dude, Justin.
What is the question? I'm sorry.
Is Skubal on this team past the trade deadline? Oh, I see the pain in your eyes. Oh.
It's tough, man.
Cease.
No.
Oh, KG.
It hurts.
I'm going to reluctantly say yes. Just because I don't think they have any other pitching options right now.
I low-key only say no because of the fact that I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Yeah. You were thinking, man. I can tell. Nobody wants it, but we all understand it, and I think that is the conundrum here. But goodness. All right, we got to get into what's trending. What business you want us to take care of, JB Smith?
Boys and Girls Club.
Hey, Boys and Girls Club. How could you not? Join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. The Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League offers youth ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. Register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation included, all for a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
Oh.
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. You can catch him every Tuesday on Big D Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards with Mass, where he's offering you the top-notch injury advice. So all you got to do, trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Tap in with Dr. Pierce. He's here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. And I also got to let you guys know about something very, very smart, and it is the Randy Wise Automotive Group. How would you like to play the University of Michigan golf course with Braylon Edwards? It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Register today, and you can round off our foursome at WoodwardSports.com or scan the code on the screen.
I'm not doing that.
When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive. And we are back, and it's been a great show, man. Definitely missing our brother, Matthew Broder. Cannot wait to get his takes on a lot of these things. And as Flannel reminded me, the trade deadline, Major League Baseball, tomorrow at 6 p.m. So tomorrow's show's going to be electric. If anything breaks early, I already told Flannel, V-Mix, call, we'll send a chopper out to get you. We got to make sure that we got the whole crew in to talk about this stuff. So it's been a good show. I appreciate you guys for staying tapped in with us and for supporting us. Continue to hit that like button, share the stream, and do whatever you got to do to support your Woo Crew because it looks good for all of us. But it's time to get cooking, I think.
Let's do it.
Let's cook. Spark up.
And now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Bizzle.
Let's rock. And now every time I see the intro, I see the ladies too fall out since Justin called it.
Shout out to Justin for picking up on that. But you guys, it's been an amazing show. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You should treat yourself and enjoy a free bag of candy.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Oh,
I said one
What?
a piece. I said
what?
a piece, man. A piece.
Baller
What are
status.
you doing?
Baller status? That's Brad Holmes walking into the NFC North.
I hate to say you shouldn't be surprised.
Walking away with the whole division.
If you look at the kid, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. Just saying.
Maniacal KG.
That takes pretty big balls in front of that big of a crowd. Just like, yeah,
That's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
all mine.
How's
Fuck
that
you
not
guys.
Brad Holmes in the NFC? Hey, what's this? An NFC North division? I will.
Oh, if I'm the parent and I find out. All of it's gone.
What would you do? You're a teacher, right? You used to be a teacher. Field trip. This is one of your students.
I mean, if it's a student, I wouldn't mind as much, but like,
I
you
get
know,
to see Flannel
He's out
lighting
here
him up.
weaponizing his students, dog.
if you're a parent,
Don't look at the girl in the background. Look at him looking at it.
But Flannel's like, yo, if I was a teacher, me and homie are working together.
All right, let me get some of that.
Take that.
The girls in the
those were
background,
dark
though,
days.
that is hilarious.
Those were dark days.
They're like, he really doing that.
He was really doing that.
He's so confident.
He really did that. I can't be mad at the confidence in this man to go around here and do this. Hey, you gotta respect it.
Oh, man.
What also you gotta respect is how good this kicker is. Into the car.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Kicks it into the
What
car.
are the chances?
I don't know if this is just luck or what, but
Well, they're lower if you try to do that. I promise you. If you would have tried to kick it in that car, you ain't kicking it in there. That's pure
That's
luck,
crazy.
100%.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
And shout out to whoever is the parent of that kicker who decided, oh, let's film our kid kicking the field goal.
I know, right?
Hey, we got this great moment out of it.
You got a good moment out of it.
I
You
love
can't complain. I can't complain
that is
about that one
crazy.
at all. That one was good, but you know what? I got it. No one freak out. I got it.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
What?
He tried to keep it up there. Grabbed the tree.
Why did he go head first as if it was going to like lay it back down on the wall, though?
Yeah.
Look at him. Like,
Oh, my
he
God.
look like he's doing a spear, man. Like it's a wrestler.
Shit.
It's like, what is he doing?
The drywall
He
ate
got
his ass
folded
up.
straight up.
The drywall ate his ass up.
Oh my!
This is why you have the drill near you when you're laying
Do
drywall.
people understand though how heavy drywall is?
Yeah,
Look at
they
how all
don't
his
wanna
momentum
understand
stops, bro. He's going forward really fast, and his momentum is just like nowhere.
Dog, that is hilarious.
Is he okay?
Bad day at the office.
He'll be fine.
He's having a rough to go
Hopefully
of
he
it.
got that workers' comp.
Right.
He'll be
Get your bag,
fine.
baby.
Having a rough go of it.
He'll be
Goodness,
fine.
dog.
Drake made the line famous, trade you off the team while you're in your sleep, which will probably apply to Bronny James once LeBron sees his game this year. But have you ever been traded off your team while in game?
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Morel.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, this video is
In
tough.
game. This is rough. Like, come on. The game's still going on. Everyone's just giving him hugs while he's just walking off,
Hey, man.
grabbing his stuff.
There's no
is
remorse
rough.
in the major
It's hard
leagues.
out here.
Like, honestly, this is ridiculous though. Like,
That's
have
the
just a
game.
little bit of decency and just wait till after the game. The trade deadline isn't until 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Hey.
This happened over the weekend.
But do you know who the Cubs got in return?
Isak Paredes.
That explains why it's just like, okay, in game, we need Isak Paredes in here as quick as possible.
Tiger legend.
No, and honestly, and I always say this, kind of growing up in the air, the Cubs are my B team. If the Tigers and Cubs met in the World Series every single season, I'd be the happiest man alive. So I've got pretty good understanding of the team. Christopher Morel is not good. I mean, he's had some flashes. He strikes out a lot, doesn't get on base enough, and his batting average is under 200 this year. He had to go. And I'm shocked that him, a part of any package, would land the Cubs, who I thought were selling Isak Paredes.
Yeah.
Eric Allen. Gosh, I remember Austin Jackson got traded in the middle of the game with the Tigers. Don't forget.
Yeah.
That one, man. Austin Jackson.
Right.
What, Curtis Granderson, those two, man. Gee.
That is rough. That is rough. And finally, I will end what's trending with this. Cause shout out to our boy Jalen Rose.
Yes,
today
sir.
is the 14th annual Celebrity Golf Classic that he will be participating in. It is sponsored by him as well too. But I think he needs some new glasses to try and get these putts off. Just saying.
Oh, come on, J Rose. I know that's not your golf swing, Jay. Come on.
This for what, the Jalen Rose Learning Academy thing?
Come on,
Yes.
Jay. You playing, Jay.
Shout out to JR.
That is not your golf swing.
Rocking the Hutch
That
jersey
can't be-
too,
that
man.
cannot be
The
rocking the Hutch
disrespect.
jersey.
The disrespect.
Flannel, how do you feel about this? A Michigan legend wearing another Michigan legend.
Chopping up the grass.
And a Detroit Lions jersey, chopping up the grass.
See, here's the problem. I am actually probably worse at golf than Jalen Rose. So I can't blame him too much. Although you'd think him being as high profile as he was, he'd have the time and the money and the opportunity to practice, because I know how golf is amongst the elite of the elite. So
He said that's what you hit the ball with.
Oh,
look at the old man trying to give you game.
Like, hey, look, man.
Here, this is what you gotta do, man.
It's
This is what you
terrible. I
gotta
can't.
You hit it with this part.
I can't wait any longer, bro. I gotta help you out.
Oh my God, that's
Let
a
me learn
worse
you
swing
something.
than Charles Barkley, man. Come on,
Let
come
me
on,
see this
Jalen.
again.
I expected better, man. Shout out Jalen Rose, man. He was cool as hell at the Cowboy golf outing.
He look like a giraffe trying to drink water.
Yeah, man.
He's so tall trying to play golf, bro.
Shout out to Jalen Rose, and that's it for what's trending, you guys. Let's hop into some mailbag.
Damn, Jay.
Oh, snap. You know what? I can't even lie, though. Hey, Nick, yeah, that's my swing. I feel you. That would be mine, too, from out there, man.
that's fair. Hey, before we get into mailbag,
Yes,
I got to
sir.
tell you about Feldman. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
And it is time now for our mailbag segment, our Wake Up Woodward mailbag segment presented by the Feldman Automotive Group. I saw some mailbag questions getting into the chat already. Have you seen any of them that have been interesting to you, Mr. Final Sam? Because I see one here from Eric Allen I can tee up real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
The Lions over-under, mailbag, the Lions over-under, 65 touchdowns on offense this season. They had 57 between rushing and receiving last year. They would have to average 3.8 touchdowns a game to get to 65 tutties. Are you guys taking the over or the under? 65
I throw
touchdowns.
a bag on the under.
Last
I
year,
can't lie.
57.
Like, I'd throw a bag on the under. Like, everyone and their mom is going to be taking the over. Everyone's on the Lions hype train, but that number's way too high. We were top 3 offense last year, and we were still we were 6 touchdowns away from that number. 5?
8. 8 away.
We were 8 away.
8 away.
8 away from that number.
65.
And you have to realize how big of a jump 8 more touchdowns is for a team that was already a top 3 offense. Like, it seems a little too unrealistic in my eyes.
Listen, the computer's working. I'm not going to jump to Flannel yet unless you're ready. But I agree with you. That's a lot. But it's just like, okay, if you're starting the season with an actualized Sam Laporta, an actualized Jahmyr Gibbs from the start of the season, and an actualized J-Mo, they do give themselves a good chance to get there.
But they weren't struggling to score points last year. At any point. They were, except arguably the Ravens game.
What did the number 1 offense, how many touchdowns did they have?
That's a Sam question. It looks like he's doing that type of research over
scored
there.
the most touchdowns?
Yeah, who scored the most touchdowns?
That would be interesting. Let me look that up. But
because I know the Lions, they were the 3rd best offense. They weren't like the number 1 offense. So I'm trying to make a case for the over. I just want to see. I just want to see. I need to see something.
Let me make sure I go to JB real quick.
In the chat is that they're gonna have an extra 2 or 1 drive per game to get to that mark because their defense is gonna be better.
Because
I don't feel like it's impossible, but it might be a bit steep. But I don't think it's impossible though.
Man, JB, what about you, man? 65. They had 57 last year. Over, under. The Detroit Lions have made some improvements on the offensive side of the ball. And this total touchdowns, they're just talking passing and rushing touchdowns. They're not talking about if the defense gets off.
an interception or anything.
They're just, is that what the over-under was? I assume it was. It's more of an offensive thing. But what are your thoughts on it, brother?
I might have to lean with Justin on this one. Like, I think it'll be a step up, but I don't think it'll be 65, which they're projecting right now. It'll definitely increase, but like I said, I will more or less put my money on the under to at least cash out on this deal.
Man, are you over there ready, brother?
No, so Eric Allen did the math. In order for the Lions to have 65 offensive touchdowns this season, that would mean they'd average 3.8 offensive touchdowns per game, which is damn near 4, which is basically 28 points per game before you even factor in field goals, before you even factor in a potential special teams or defensive touchdown, which those are rare. 65 is aggressive. 57 gave them damn near the best offense in the league. I'm going to go under.
Puts you. I'm sorry, Flannel, but this stat is might make you bust. But 65 would put them in the top 15 of all time for touchdowns scored in a season.
Okay,
that is the sixth.
That's tough.
The top mark is 76, and that was the 2013 Broncos led by Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that season.
Eric Allen said 49ers had 61 touchdowns.
So actually, the 49ers and the Dolphins are tied at 61 last season.
Do we think that they will at least get there?
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy. Wow. This offense is loaded, but we're talking on par with the Dolphins from last year, who their offense was electric last year. And I'm not saying ours is not even as electric, but we're talking Tyreek Hill. We're talking Jalen Waddle as their wide receiver too. We're talking about Devon Achane, who is in the same conversation as Jahmyr Gibbs in terms of the production that he put up last year. We're talking about someone who has proven to get the ball out into open areas for their receivers in Tua, who is arguably a very similar player to Jared Goff. Like that, it will be on step with them. Yeah. It's hard to say they're going to be better.
And you know what though? Chuck Brewer does make a point. He says an improved defense might take away from the offense though, as they ride leads in the fourth quarter more.
Yeah,
which makes sense. But Eric Allen, he believes Ben Johnson has the type of offense to be able to do it, though. He believes that it is possible. But you got to be kind of fair. And I know, Flannel, you've been waiting. You've been waiting. What up, though?
No, it's not completely outside the realm of possibility to say that they could get 65. I don't see it.
It's just tough.
But that's okay, by the way.
It's okay.
That is 100% okay. If they just do what they did last year offensively, I think that means that they at the very worst win their division because of the way that they've improved defensively. Once you win the division, all those regular season stats go out the window, and I trust them come playoff time.
Yeah.
Especially if they're at Ford Field.
It's going to be interesting. They have how many games this year?
17.
17 games.
Yes.
It's going to be it's going to be interesting to see. I definitely I'm going to have fun seeing them approach that.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to hit on something Flannel just said. He just talked about the fact that if they're just on par for last year, that's come playoff time, I'll have no worries. Well, your other team, the Chiefs, had only 39 regular season touchdowns last year and won the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I don't think that we need to be banking on the fact that we need to have a historic offensive season on the fact of us winning the Super Bowl or not.
Much more balanced team, and it's not like the offense took a step back. Even if the numbers go down, I think it would be more indicative of the type of team the Lions have to be able to, like the other chat member said, be able to kind of sit on these fourth quarters. Chuck Brewer.
Yep.
There was another one in here. Charles McClain, mailbag. As it sounds and looks like, the Lions have a QB2 problem, but most fans knew that. What are the Lions going to do about QB2? Last year, they had what I believe to be a serviceable QB2 in Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Two Gloves.
What are the Detroit Lions this year, man? Backup QB.
Pray that Hendon Hooker works out.
Yeah.
That's
How
why you drafted
confident
him.
are people, though?
It's hard for me to say, though, because he might not play, but...
Yeah. Which is what we want.
That's what we want, but then again, I know this is kind of an anomaly. When Deshaun Watson went down, their season wasn't over. I would like to have somebody who doesn't completely torpedo everything, and hopefully Hendon Hooker can... This is first camp, but he's also never played and coming off an injury, so... I don't know. It's not high on my priority list. It's one of those things, it's not high on your priority list until it is. Knock on wood.
Right. I'm reserving. Oh no, go ahead, Justin.
No, that's all you, KG.
No, I'm reserving my judgment for the preseason, but there may be a case to go get a backup quarterback. Now I don't think you need to spend close to $10 million like you did last year with Teddy Bridgewater, but if Hendon Hooker doesn't work out or he's struggling in camp and then he struggles in preseason, you need to have some type of backup plan in place in case Jared Goff gets hurt, because you're all in now. You are going for the Super Bowl. You can't have any impediments, going forward. If Goff goes down for a few games, you have to be able to tread water, man. So I would hope that they would go out and get a backup quarterback if Hendon Hooker struggles in the preseason.
I agree with you 100%, KG, because the last thing that I would want to happen is we're in the middle of a chase and now you have to rely on Hendon Hooker, and you're either put in a position where a team's going to take advantage of you because you need a backup quarterback in a trade package, or Hendon Hooker goes out there, doesn't play well. I mean, he's got potential. You saw what he did at Tennessee. He can hit the open windows, and this offense seems to create a bunch of open windows to throw into. So that it's hard. It's really hard. We've never seen him play NFL snap. He's an older prospect. There are concerns, and it's fair to have concerns, especially when, health isn't guaranteed. Yeah. You have to have backup plans. You have to be prepared for players to go down throughout the season. We've been lucky the last couple of years. We have not incurred any injuries to Goff. Knock on wood that continues, because it's ridiculously crucial to this team's success. But every single year in the Super Bowl window, you're not going to be that lucky. Something's going to happen in some year, and you have to be prepared to combat that at whatever cost that takes to keep this window alive.
Be prepared for it, but the good teams are the ones that we see rarely. Does something happen to their quarterback like that? And so it's like when you look at the Chiefs' success, it's because they've been able to really, really, really keep Patrick Mahomes upright and have him being able to do and healthy what he's best at. And I'm hoping, we've seen the Lions, they made the investment in it to keep Jared Goff upright and to be able to make sure, not just upright. We've seen offensive lines that can keep the quarterback upright, but they can't open up lanes for the running backs. That still doesn't help the quarterback. This offensive line is one, and this offense is one where the defense doesn't know what's going to happen. And if you guess wrong, Jahmyr Gibbs just popped off 40, 50 yards on you.
And I think the latter of that, of keeping your quarterback healthy, is the Bengals. Like, you've seen them not keep Joe Burrow healthy and not be able to produce
no matter
those.
How much talent that he may have.
And they can't produce the running lanes either, and it puts all the pressure on him. He constantly takes QB hits, and it is hurt his sustainability and his effectiveness as a quarterback in this league. I think if he stayed healthy, I don't think there's anyone in this room who would not be telling you that Joe Burrow is a top 3 quarterback in this league. And currently, there are people who question that due to his health factors.
Yeah, that's the best availability. And this one, I'm not going to answer it now, but I want to tee it up because we're definitely going to get into it a little bit more. Got to mention the Pistons at least one time. Alan W. Kool-Aid, who's backing up Toby at the 4? I hope it's not beef stew. He's way better at the 5, in my opinion. Who would you start at the 5? Who would be your starting 5 right now? And I want to be able to, we're going to continue to break down these players. The Jaden Ivey one went crazy on Woodward Pistons. Over 140 comments from you sickos already, man. Everybody has an opinion.
Yes.
It's getting views everywhere. So we're going to continue to break down the Detroit Pistons, profile the players, and then start to get into what these lineups should or could look like with everybody's opinions mattering. So thank you guys for the questions. Is it time to wrap up? It's been a day.
I think so, yeah.
It's been a show, man. The chat family was definitely smashing that like button. Hey, if you haven't gotten an opportunity, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get these likes as high as we can, man. It's Detroit Lions training camp. Hit that like button for our brother Broder. Hit that like button for the Satisfy That Like Button song. Hit that like button for this elite pass that we got up here, especially our booth. That dude Justin, everybody. Hit that like button for yourselves as well. It just shows what you guys are about too. We appreciate y'all for kicking off the day with the Woo Crew. Shout out to Matthew Broder, our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter and writer. He will be on Big D Energy today, battling Neil Rule, Detroit Tigers talk. I can't wait. So make sure you guys tap in. What up, though? That dude, Justin, 6th man of the squad, coach. What up, though, brother?
Hey, you know me. Cheering up those X's and O's while they eat them Cheerios. Let's go.
Hey, hey, I gotta go and check in with our resident bar king. Is that a bar? Would you give him that?
I give him a bar.
Hey.
I approve.
Shout out to Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth, aka I didn't even say KG yet. I'm already saying aka Black Hollywood.
I know, right?
But KG, aka Black Hollywood.
Hey, thanks, man. Great show today. Great week ahead. Trade deadline tomorrow. What the Tigers gonna do, man? We don't know. Make sure you tune in to Big D because it's gonna be more than just Broder versus Rule, man. It might be some shots fired today.
It
might be some shots fired today. I'm just letting y'all know, man.
My name.
But hey, let's keep this shit rolling, man.
That's right. Oh, because y'all gonna be on there. That dude Jessica. Okay, cool. So Broder has some soldiers with him, Flannel. But shout out to Woodward Sports' MVP in the TD booth. Tuesday's a day away, bro.
Tuesday's a day away.
MVP JB Smooth. What up, though?
Tuesday's a day away. Hey, great show to start off the week. We got more to come. As KG said, the trade deadline's coming up. Tap into Big D Energy as well. Our bro, Matt Broder, will be on there. Broder, remember, work the body. Work the body. Takes this man out.
Like
got your
clips
back
out there.
Let's go. Hey, let's get this chest pass. Avoid the water. Hey, chest pass. I like it. That there, the vet of the network, man. Flannel Sam. I've seen this guy kind of go through any up and down at this network and continue to be exactly who he is as a person, as a person, as a host, and somebody who's honestly taught a lot of us who sit up here on this desk too and supported a lot of us in these booths. That's Flannel Sam right here, man.
Hey, we all started from the bottom somewhere, right? Pretty much every single one of us in this room, and we've all achieved great things here. At least if I say so myself about myself and all of you guys.
Man. You set the path.
Hey, but I appreciate that. But you know what? I'm looking forward to watching Big D Energy at 11 o'clock. Seeing how see what type of training Matt Broder got from the Woo Crew to go handle Neil Rule. But I'm excited, man.
Let's go.
I can't wait.
Let's go. And it's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Pistons reporter and writer. I love what I do because of this crew, man. Hey, do I get bars for that? I just made that up on the spot, Bar King.
Yeah.
So last time I saw you guys love.
Correct.
I'm just playing. I can't even, man. This is my DNA, man. It is because you guys are great people as well as you chat family. Looking forward to Devin Dog being in the building as well. So it's gonna be a good time. Smash that like button on the way out. Have a great day. Be blessed, you guys. It's been Wake Up Woodward.